This is where we're at right now. Okay, now we're gonna fit this oil filter on the seal of this area of the motor. Bam! Okay, that's pretty much it on this motor. Only thing I'm waiting on is valve covers and for that to dry. Then I'll put that on, take the plate off, throw the plate back on, and then the valve covers, then the coil packs and wires, and this thing's ready to drop in. So got these in, 60 bucks plus another 65 for the valve cover gasket set. So another number to add to that one. Seems like it never stops, but hopefully this is it. So right now I'm gonna get the baffles on first, then the gaskets on, and that'll be the last thing to put on here, and then we could drop it. All right, after a couple months of building, it's finally ready to drop in. Y'all ready to see under the cover? 'Cause I know I am. Y'all ready? Ready? Did all this work just for people to see the red, because nobody's ever gonna see any of that. Freaking gonna be a tight fit again, but I love the way it came out. We are set up to go. Now,
Hold on. You gotta show it off, homie.
oh yeah,
You gotta show it off, homie. All right, let me put it back.
we got it covered because we don't want the chains messing up the paint. But this is gonna be the hardest part of the drop-in. You know, trying not to scratch anything. Look at that. Don't want to scratch that. Don't want to scratch that. None of this. Got the new K-member in there. The old one's right there. Hopefully this new one fits so I can put the hood on. So what we're gonna do is pull the motor in, dangle the motor over, throw the K-member up and bolt it in.
That's that 4 valve light.
Yep.
You want a 32 valve Cobra in your car without messing up the OEM look?
Don't do it.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Well, new K-members in and we still have the same problem. Doesn't fit, so looks like I'll be going to the show. Now it's time to put this ugly thing in. I would clean it, but it's good enough to go. Had to undo the whole day today. Drop the motor a little lower in order to get that tranny on. But that's mounted up, so time for the install. End of the night. Got the motor fully put in, mounted, starter in, and tranny up. And the passenger side exhaust. Okay, we're in the next night. Had to do a parts run after work. Vacuum lines. Everybody knows that these vacuum lines are very brittle, and you know, sure enough, taking it off, I broke one. So I replaced those. Got some spark plugs, and then plug and play. Everything should be done tonight with this, and then tomorrow I get the tail shaft seal in, and I'll install the drive shaft and the exhaust. Don't forget the magical spit, you know. Natural born lubricant. Here's end of night results. Only thing we have left to do is put the lower radiator hose on, connects to this crossover tube, and then that'll connect to the oil filter cooler housing on the bottom. Then we'll put a battery in, put the reservoir in for the radiator right there, put all fluids in, and give it a crank. Look at this, look at this. Freshly painted, you could barely see it. Oh my gosh. Look, you gotta look real close to see those. You can see this side pretty good. Loving it. Here's the old one. Well, it wasn't messed up. I did that to take it out, but that's done. Here comes a new one. Look, that looked like silicone in there. I thought it was silicone because how perfect it was. Ended up being lubricant. I touched it, smeared it. I messed up the perfection.
Boom! Castrol. Best in the business. Use this for turbo.
That man lying. Only use this stuff.
You can use the Amazon oil for turbo.
There you go.
Yeah, Amazon worked real well.
This is gonna be that cheap stuff that we're gonna use for about 20 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and get this in. I believe it's 6 quarts, but we're gonna send it and put all 10 of them and see what happens. About to throw this coolant in.
I don't know that. I think on the
So here's a little cap. A lot of these end up stripping right there from the top. Luckily this one is good.
Yeah.
Gotta get this little seal out. Get a brand new O-ring in there. Get this coolant inside. What is it that you're doing, Trav?
Well, last night, me and Boog installed these wires, brand new out the box,
Brand new at the box.
and hands are a little dirty. So right now, I just got some Dawn soap and some water on the shop towel. With this one, come back, dry it like I never even touched it. Look at that. Oh,
So Trav's cleaning up the spark plug wires, cleaning up a few of the vacuum lines laying around in here. And then we're gonna do a full detail cleaning after we do the startup and get the car prepped and cleaned and washed. So while he's doing that, I'm over here bleeding the coolant system through the crossover tube so we can go ahead and try to get as much of the air out as possible. I filled it up like 3 or 4 times and it keeps bubbling up and leveling itself. It keeps, pretty much the coolant keeps going to the motor and spreading itself out. So we just gotta keep refilling it so we can get as much of the air out as possible while Trav's cleaning up the spark plug wires. Brand new ones.
gotta be real specific with that.
Oh, you got windows.
So as you can see, well, you can't really see because it's dark, but the coils are unplugged on both sides. So we're gonna go ahead and prime this engine with oil, the cheap oil you saw me put in here. Go ahead, Trav. Oh. I didn't hear no knock, so we're good so far.
Huh?
So I didn't hear no knock, so we're good so far. We're a little good right now. Bush trying to knock on wood.
It is dripping.
So we're gonna let this plane slide through. Let the knocking begin. Start up on day whatever it is.
369 and count.
So no, this isn't before we went ahead and dropped the motor and started it, and it ran perfectly fine and everything.
So we took 10 steps forward, we'll be 4 or 5 steps back.
Well, it's something like that. But when we went ahead and did the startup, started checking everything out, sounded good, everything was looking good, and we had a slight bit of a leak. We were under the impression that this was the issue. We thought it might have ripped up one of these lines back here, and as you can see, we got a little bit of a buildup. But it turns out, I don't see, well, me and Trav haven't been able to find any rips, and Torin took a look at it as well. So we're gonna go ahead and get this filed down or cut up. I want to show you how Trav's getting that done right here.
Fun fact. Take a Sawzall blade, you know, little file kit they sell at Home Depot. Come with handles, you know, you put them in there. Bam. It also works with this. Go in there. You got a handsaw. Little fun fact. I really don't think it was this, but you better safe than sorry. I think it was a crossover tube with the O-ring. I think the O-ring was either too small or too big and got cut a little bit when I put it in.
Here is the leftover of what that looks like. So hopefully we won't have any more issues in the future with it rubbing and hitting up and possibly cutting up this hose here for the coolant. Now, we think the source of the problem is on the crossover tube. Maybe one of those O-rings might have been a little too tight or maybe too big, and when Trav was installing it, it might have crushed it or ripped it or something. We're gonna go ahead and get that replaced, and hopefully fixes all our issues and we can get this thing going. Left the car on for about 20 minutes.
I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but I got the old clamps on there. And it's not doing its job no more. So we'll have to redo the clamps.
Messed up that good looking room right there, man.
Calm down a little bit so you get a better view out the smoke. Old clamps. Sucks.
Last thing to do for this notch, install these door panels. I'm gonna go on to helping Torin with his notch. So open this box up and get started. Man, never in my life have I been more disappointed in late model than this purchase right here.
What you do? Look at this, man. Look at, man, this is for $350.
$350.
Man, look at how bad this material look. Look at this.
Dang, that's transitory lifted.
I mean, I know the armrest is supposed to cover it, but dang, you could at least charge me like 50 bucks for it. Then I'm gonna show you guys the back watch. Look at this. This usually comes sheet metal. This is plastic, and this thing is so freaking flimsy. They usually come with a stronger board. This is literally the material behind your cabinets. You know, you get a little IKEA desk, you hammer these on the back. That's what that material is. And then to cover these staples, well, you can see it. I don't want to rip it up because I might mess them up, but they put electrical tape to cover up the staples.
Look at this one.
I'm so disappointed, man. Usually I back their name up, but not on these. I don't recommend these at all.